You are listening to the Earplug Podcast Network.
Welcome, everybody, to another pop culture edition. It is Friday. Lewis is in the house. That's it? Just a wave?
No, I just got some bad news. Could I, not to bring everything down, a good friend of mine just passed away, William Cathcart. God bless your family, man. Katerina, your dad was a good friend of mine. I loved him. You know, my heart goes out to you and your family. I know he was battling the C word for a long time. He's going to be in my heart forever. Will, I love you, brother.
Nice.
Sorry to bring that.
Sorry
I just
to hear.
got it. He was a huge geek.
No,
huge
that's fine. Condolences to his family as well. Condolences to his family as
well. He was a big supporter of the Angry Geeks and Earplug. He was actually a GM at Rave Cinemas and Cinemark. I was always there to help the geeks out when we went to movie premieres. I just got it as we were coming in. I just want to say, Bill, I love you. God rest in peace, man. Wow.
Exactly. Condolences to the family. Yeah, that's hard. That's okay. That's all right. That's all right. That's what we're here for. We're giving out all our support to people who support us and all our other friends.
Huge movie buff. Love Silver Surfer. Always ragged on me for DC in the box office opposed to Marvel. Huge Lord of the Rings fan as well. I can't say more than enough about Bill. Yeah. Anyway, on with the show. The show must go on, guys. What's going on? Yeah.
What's going on?
What's going on, kid? What are you doing down there?
What are you doing down there?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Nothing much is going on. I got my body armor shirt on for the first time in a while.
Yeah, right.
So it's a Friday night, man, hanging out with you.
Yes. Yeah, what I got nothing.
Yeah, well, we'll get you a body armor shirt, Lewis. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know. We were talking about that. The Boys season 2 started today. I checked out episode 1 before I came out. I know, boss, I was talking to you. I'm digging it, man. I love it. I was laughing my ass off. I thought it was really good. Couple shockers in there and everything. I'm digging it.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't know. Season 1 still left me kind of I'm not really sure. I get it. I like the premise. If people don't understand or haven't seen The Boys, it's on Amazon Prime. Pretty much, basically, it's like superheroes if they were in the real world, pretty much. It is a little graphic, can be a little intense, but they run being a superhero like a corporation, and there's the anti-superhero people. That's pretty much who the boys are, going after the superheroes, the so-called superheroes. They're not really superheroes. They're kind of dicks. Let's be honest. They're kind of dickish.
They really are. But think about it. People today are saying, oh, the world needs Superman. The world needs Captain America. We need Spider-Man. But what if, we're throwing all that out to the universe? But what if we end up with Homeland, Maeve? We're pretty much screwed. We're going to be in the same time that we're in now.
Yeah, if not worse. Anybody with anything with those type of superpowers is definitely going to be an issue with what's going on. I mean, who can stop? You can't stop him. I mean, Jesus, he's almost. I think he might even be stronger than Superman. He doesn't have a weakness.
No, he doesn't. Not at all. My God.
So that like Lewis said, season 2 episodes 1, 2, and 3 showed up today on Amazon Prime. I watched a little bit of season 1. I'll probably go back and watch it. I think I got to watch the last season finale of season 1 just to kind of catch up because I'm not sure if I saw the entire show or not. But there was some. I know you're throwing me off. I'm off today. I just got done with another podcast, so I'm in a different mode. I'm in the mom struggle is real mode right now, so I gotta.
I will
refresh.
I will say,
right, Seth?
What's
You
that,
probably
Louis?
watched Mulan. Did you spend the $30 to watch Mulan on Disney Plus?
no, I did not. I do have a Disney Plus subscription though, and I
So
will
do
be
I.
checking out the boys on Amazon.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
not.
you're gonna watch.
I watched season 1.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. What'd you think of season 1?
dabbled into it a little bit. Got to go back and watch it. Like you said, it's been so long.
Yeah.
It's been so long. But got a
wait,
friend of mine from.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean it's been so long? It's been a year. What did you do?
That's a long,
wait
time.
a minute. What did you do before? Now I'm going to date myself, and I'm going to be dating boss too. What did you do?
Okay.
Before? What did anybody do before we can go back? Whoa, let me go back and binge watch season 1 before I can start watching season 2. We didn't have that luxury. Okay, when
It's funny.
Season 5 ended, we couldn't go back. We had to watch reruns, and we missed one. We got screwed. When Wonder Woman, we didn't have that luxury. Suck it up, Buttercup, and just watch it. Watch the recap. You don't have to go back. Watch it and be happy. Damn, be old school to be like our generation. Maybe you learned something. Get off my lawn.
It's
Just
funny
watch
that you
it.
say that. It's funny you say that
Yeah,
because
watched it.
yesterday my dad was on Today with DW, and he brought up the point of going to movie theaters back in the day and VHS tapes and having to rewind to see certain scenes. So there you go.
Well, like Lewis
Exactly.
said, catch up. Get on it. Avia, how are you? Nice for you to join us this evening. So yeah, we were talking the boys. Obviously, a lot of other great things have come out. We were talking Netflix making some major deals on other Today with DW shows. We're Netflix is just killing it. I mean, just
It's unreal what money they're rolling out.
they are putting the mouse to shame right now. Every deal they make, they get more and more money, and they become more and more richer than Disney. And how funny that you would think little Netflix back in the day is now bigger than Disney.
Let's mail your DVDs to your house and we'll see what we can do. Do you remember? I don't even know if they still have them, but they used to have the
Redbox.
Well, they had those, but they used to have the I don't know if Redbox and Netflix are kind of, if it's not
No,
the same.
No, Redbox is still out there though.
But Netflix had little kiosks at like the Glen Street, Hannaford, and stuff. I don't even know if they still have
they're
them.
gone. The minute they went to a streaming platform, they got rid of
dumped
those.
all of
Yeah, they
their
got rid of those.
yeah.
So we last week was Batman edition because we talk about the S quite a bit because Lewis loves the S.
Sick. He got the COVID.
He did get the COVID, so it has actually not been plain sailing for the Batman. But with the movie set to finally hit theaters 7 years after it was first announced in October 2014. Obviously, when The Dark Knight's latest standalone adventure originally entered pre-production, Ben Affleck was slated to star and direct before he ended up retiring from the role completely, which he did not because he is back in the Snyder Cut to play. But again, he's back, like I said, in the Snyder Cut and to play a major part in The Flash. After Matt Reeves signed as a director, a lengthy casting process started that we all know that it ended up with Robert Pattinson inheriting one of the most coveted gigs in the industry. Now, we've seen footage, obviously the trailer. We talked about the trailer last week. It's funny, Lewis. We talked about fanboys and usually how there's a lot of hate. Don't be looking at me. And
I would be doing this.
No, you would be doing it the other way.
You'd be doing it the other way.
Yeah,
there you go.
There you go. So I'm seeing a lot of hate on the costume, and it's not coming from fanboys. It's coming from some of our most popular cosplay friends, and I'm not going to mention names, but there was a lengthy.
I know.
Yeah. There was a lengthy post put out yesterday, pretty much saying "F you." It's my opinion. The cowl sucks. The suit is barely good, and I honestly have to feel that out of all the cowls, and it may be because of Patterson's nose and chin, he fits very well in what they did with that cowl. And I'm sorry, I get it. It's his opinion. He is a professional cosplayer. He's great as Batman. I think we also interviewed him on Angry Geeks a few times. I'm not talking about Matt Malone, but we're talking about another one.
Yep, good friend of mine.
But yes, but I actually have. What's that?
I said love and respect to him. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yep. Great guy. And we were going to be doing some work, hopefully, but COVID hit the shitter. So we haven't been in contact, but I have to kind of disagree. Like I said, Patterson's cowl, I like quite a bit. He looks good in it. I guess he has the chin for it. The other thing is, I will say, I'm kind of disappointed in the suit because this is supposed to be like a year one / I forgot what the actual, it's not Hush, but there was another, we talked about it last week, what it was based upon. I thought it was a little too technical of a suit. I'm not looking for 66 Batman, of course, but I'd like to see more of the 89-esque type Batman suit and not this whole armor setup. I mean, the armor comes as long as he progresses. I would have liked to seen a less of an armored suit. I'd like to see something a little bit more, like I said, in Batman 89. What do you think, Lewis?
You gotta, it all goes with the day and age. I mean, you got to think about it. Even in 89, they called it Bob armor, Bob,
but this one looked like it's Nolan.
Yeah, I know. I know they did. When they did the year one Batman in the animated series, which would have been Mask of Phantasm, of course, they just drew him in the same costume all the time. But Michael Keaton's year one costume was actually the black body. Looks like some body armor. Yeah, but then his suit progressed because if you really went in timeline, his suit, he went from the rubber suit to a more body armor-ish, metallic looking in Batman Returns. Batman Forever, of course, had the nipples, but it was still much more latexy, much more rubbery, but it still had that rubber feeling, especially when they had the nanotech put on it later on with the whole eyes thing when he became blind as a bat. And then of course you had Goonies when the whole thermal stuff on top of it as well. So that bat suit, because all that was tying in, that was all supposedly the same continuity. The bat suit did go from rubber body armor all the way up to this technical stuff. Christian Bale's suit, the nanotech military Kevlar body armor. Okay. We don't know how he got the suit. We all comic book fans know he made the suit or Lucy helped him make the suit. So we don't know. So I'm not going to judge it yet until I find out how exactly he got the suit. I'm not,
as far as as far as canon's concerned, though, this movie's before Batman 89. So you would think it would be not as armored as, if it's going to be canon and it is before Keaton's Batman, I would just like to see something. And maybe I'd like to see, it's very hard to put them all in canon. We all know Batman is turned into the James Bond franchise. So it's a little hard to do that, but I would have liked to seen a little bit more either rubber or cloth or something not as armored like right after Keaton's after Keaton's Batman. I do like the fact.
Okay, I get that, but if it's supposed to be canon and if it's supposed to be before Keaton's 89, how is the Penguin and the Riddler going to show up? And how is Commissioner Gordon know who he is? Anything to you? Doesn't make sense.
I mean, I understand that, but I mean, still, I mean, I get the storyline part of it, but I would hope they would put the suit part of it a little bit more to the time period. Obviously, if it's a true year one Batman, I do have to say, I do like the fact that they use the gun that killed his parents as the bat symbol on the suit. I thought that was a nice, cool little twist that, little homage, and pretty much shows the pain that he's going through, that he actually uses that to wear that on his chest over his heart. That there's a little symbolism there going on. And I think that is really cool that they did that. I thought that was a cool little neat twist with that.
Do you think that they had to, obviously, you said that his suit was different, but do you think they had to add, and I hate to say this, even though it's a year timeline of a year movie.
Yeah.
But do you think they had to add a little bit of what's going on right now, kind of 2020, 2019, ask what's going on within the frame of the picture? Or do you think it was just like, they're just going to add this in?
Oh, I don't think it has anything to do with 2019 or 2020 as far as the suit. You're talking about the suit?
Yeah, like, did they have to add, like, we have to add somewhat of a what's going on, like 2020 or 2019 flair with the movies?
No, I think it's basically from the storyline of that Batman. This is going to be the darkest Batman. You could almost borderline, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's not year 2 either, Mike. It's based on a different storyline. We're using year 1 as just a basis that it is before 89. That this could be almost borderline horror. Do you think, Lewis?
Yeah, definitely. They're definitely using Hi, Aviva. I didn't turn on the comments. They're definitely using Alex Ross's version of the Penguin for Colin Farrell. That's for sure. But again, they're only giving us so much, so we really can't. We're going to speculate. We're all going to look like a-holes at the end.
We talked about it last week that it isn't year 1 or year 2 storyline. It's coming off another storyline in the comic books. We're saying year 1 because it is before 89 Batman. He is younger. I'm using that as a reference point. I forgot the name of the storyline that it was based on, but that's coming from Reeves himself saying that this is based on a comic book storyline that's never been touched. But it is going to be darker. It's probably going to be the darkest Batman.
Wouldn't it be cool if...
Say that again?
Wouldn't it be cool if this is how the movie starts? Out of nowhere, Ben Affleck shows up, and he's just telling a story. And he sells this story of when he first started, and it goes back into his memory. And Pattinson's playing a younger version than him. That's my opinion. What are you
trying to do? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? Precursor, so a Batman Beyond movie will come out, and we can use Affleck as the older Batman.
If they do that, then Michael Keaton has to play Batman. They have to do all this. I mean, yes. I mean, Affleck is my favorite Batman. I mean, he killed the character. He killed Bruce Wayne. He just killed it on the silver screen for me, man. As of right now, I would just think it would be so cool, kind of like a Jane Pittman type thing, where he's sitting there telling the story, and he goes back, and all of a sudden he starts telling this story, and just like the whole Jane Pittman, and then this happened, and like, woo, you get the whole like Scooby-Doo, and then you go back, and all this shit starts happening. That'll be cool. Something we've never seen before. Yeah. That would be awesome.
I do,
but no, they're not going to do that. They won't.
Finally, a DC movie that has Marvel hype. I'm not sure if that. I don't know if I go that far.
We already had that woman. Shut up, Hank.
Yeah.
What's going on?
As far as Marvel hype's concerned, I don't know if it's an actual Marvel hype. I just think it's dark. It's going to be the darkest piece that they've ever done as far as the Batman franchise is concerned. I do like your take, though, Lewis. That would be really cool. And like I said, whether it's Ben Affleck or if it's Keaton, Now, it would be really cool if Keaton was actually the one narrating, talking back, and it's Patterson's Batman. And then you can post-credit scene, you see Keaton old and gray with his dog and the dog he has in Batman Beyond. And then you can see the decrepit Batcave with like screens broken and there's cobwebs over everything. And he's sitting there tapping on it. And then it just screens over, or the camera moves behind him. And then there's Terry McGillis's suit sitting there next to like all the other Robin suits in the past. That would be a cool post clip. And then bring in Batman Beyond 3 years from now.
That would be awesome.
I would love to see that. Lewis, we will get you a BA shirt. Yeah, I told him already. I told him that already. Since we are segueing, we're a little off today. It's just Friday. It's a
Friday feeling.
Yeah, it's a Friday feeling. But we're gonna segue in. I wanted to do some clips, but thank you to Spectrum again for being a bunch of danks and crappy internet. We're going to talk Keaton because back in the spring of 1988, an odd little horror comedy titled Beetlejuice made its way into theaters, where it has collected a respectable sum of money and earned pretty positive reviews, eventually finding its own showing on almost every cable TV channel at least once a week throughout October. Well, guess what? In fact, just the other week, Danny Elfman hinted that a follow-up might still come to fruition, with Keaton said to be interested in returning to the role. Now, this has been talked about for a couple years, and it's gone quiet, but now it's coming back. Following this, we got this covered. We got this cover, reached out to some industry insiders to see if there was any sort of update they could provide on the project. And while it sounds like it's still early days, our sources, the same ones that gave us Bill Murray was returning to Ghostbusters, Afterlife, a Scream reboot is in the works, and other Afterlife would be young teens, all of which turned out to be true, have informed us that Warner Brothers is indeed moving forward a Beetlejuice 2. Do we need a Beetlejuice 2? Should we just leave it the way it is and remember how fun it was? It's not a reboot, but do we really need a sequel? I'm talking to you, Lewis.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to overtalk anyway. It will answer a question if ghosts age.
That it's called CGI, my friend, in makeup.
I know. I know. I don't know. I don't know. I really
Hank
don't know.
Go ahead.
No, that Joker movie sucked ass. No,
that will never happen. That will never happen. Phoenix will not, and that's not even canon. It's not even in the same universe. And if they did, that's almost as bad as Joel Schumacher ruining the Batman franchise for 10 years. So there's no way in hell I would go see that movie.
No, that movie sucked ass. Not the Joker.
Not even for a steak dinner?
No. What? Not even for a steak dinner. No, that's an inside joke. But getting back with Lewis, do we think we need a Beetlejuice 2? Is it something that you would be interested in seeing, or should we just, like I said, just leave it alone?
It was a cult hit even when Seth was a little itty bitty Seth. You had cartoons. You had a cartoon. You had a comic. Beetlejuice was a hit. I think it would do great. It's definite nostalgia. I mean, kids, it is a pop culture phenomena. So even today's kids like it because it's great. I think it'll definitely make bank. It'll make all the money back. Yeah, I think we do need it. It's about time. New family, new house. You can bring back Lydia, let everyone age. I think it will be fantastic. A new family moves into the house, Lydia sells the house. If the story is good, bring it back. I think it'll be great. Beetlejuice comes out of retirement. It'll be even great to answer the question, do ghosts age? Let them talk about that. That'll be great. Because remember, the Book of the Dead reads like stereo instructions. This will be so much good to look at something and be like a whole nother look at it, a whole nother look at the afterlife. I say, yeah, go for it. I think it'll be great.
Yeah. Would you go to the theater or wait till it comes out on POV?
Would I go to the theater? Wow. After what just that was a bad loaded question. Whew. Uh yeah, I would go to theater. I would.
Yeah.
But I mean, the next
You know,
movie I'm going to
I'll
theater
wait-
to see is
I'll
Wonder
wait
Woman,
till it
but-
comes out on streaming. Yeah. I'll wait till it comes out on streaming. I would watch it then. I mean, I don't think it's worth $12.50 for me to go watch it at a theater. Like I said,
If it's even 12.50,
yeah,
could be more.
it could be more. Like I said, I guess I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know it's not a reboot, but I like it just the way it is. Leave it alone. But like I said, I would watch it on a streaming service. I wouldn't watch it on the theater unless Lewis, you wanted to buy me a ticket, then I'd go.
There you go.
you
Hey, you
can-
want to buy me a ticket? I'll go watch them.
What's that?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I don't know. I would definitely go see it in the theater, I think. Not very
Okay.
movies as of late are actually driving me to the theaters. I'm not just saying that because of COVID right now. I'm just saying things that are coming out. I had no desire to be like, hey, I gotta go to the theater. No, I'm just nothing grabbed me. The movies that were
You know what I do
late.
want to see? The one movie I want to see that, and I will see this in theaters, is Dune.
Ooh.
I
Okay,
gotta see that in the theater.
yeah.
Got it.
It's like this summer, 2020, that the movies that I wanted to and had to see in the theater were, of course, Wonder Woman, Black
Mhm.
Widow, and Maverick. I had to go see Top Gun in the theater just to hear that music once again blare through the cinemas. But I other than that, I didn't care less about seeing any of those, anything else in the theater. Couldn't care less.
I want to see the New Mutants in the theater.
Go ahead. You can
But
probably go
we
to
don't have
the
any-
dollar right now because ain't nobody else seeing it.
We can't go to theaters. Theaters aren't open here in New York.
Not in New York, and
There was,
the reason behind it is just silly.
All right, well, I'll tell you what.
What's that?
Wolverine himself, Kevin St. Pierre, one of the greatest Wolverine cosplayers of all time, shot me over a review today. Showed up on my Facebook wall. He said that he went to the theater to see the New Mutants, of course, the Wolverine cosplayer. Said there was about 12 people in the theater. Out of the 12, 4 adults, he and a few others were the only ones that were not bored and on their phones while the movie was playing.
Wow.
And he said he gave it a 3 out of 5, I believe, and it's not worth going to see. And that comes from a professional Wolverine cosplayer. Look him up, Kevin St. Pierre, or on Instagram, St. Pierre the Plumber, one of the greatest Wolverine cosplayers of all time.
I'll have to, I don't know. Like I said, we're closed. There's no theaters open in New York, so gonna have to wait for it to come out anyway. Same thing with Bill and Ted.
Yeah, I
Music.
saw that.
So Bill and Ted's out on VOD at the same time as theaters too. What?
Bill and Ted is on VOD in my area.
Yeah, I know. It
Yeah.
came out at the same time they went out in theaters the same day.
Yeah.
On the 28th, it came out on theater and VOD. So I'll be able to watch that without the New York State telling me I can't go to theaters.
I think you're going to see a lot of VOD. It's not going to go down. I think that if they can generate double the revenue, I think that they're going to stick with that. I don't think once we get back to normal life, I think they're not going to do that. I think they're just going to stick with VOD.
There's not enough money to stick with VOD.
Even if they have it in theaters and VOD,
Maybe.
isn't that double their
Well,
profit?
no, because your theaters are going to have problems. Theaters have contracts for the
That's
movies
true.
to be out there.
That's
so
true.
you're going to be no theater's going
Breach
to
of
want
contract.
Yeah, no theater's going to want the same movie to be out on VOD the exact same day. Listen, I think we just talked about this the other night. For like $3,000, I could set up my
That's right.
my studio in a nice little theater room with the 65-inch, 75-inch TV, a couple lazy boy chairs, and a sound system for like $3,000, and I don't have to leave my house. And no theater is ever going to agree. I think they did this because this was a deal that was made because of COVID, and they weren't sure if they were going to open. But if COVID goes away, there's no way in hell any theaters are going to. No theater, no AMC is not going to agree for the next Spider-Man movie to get released on Friday and at the same time VOD. No, because people are already scared about COVID. There's no way in hell they do that.
You're right.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
Speaking of Marvel, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel will be reportedly leading an all-new female Avengers movie. Now, Marvel Cinematic Universe may be making a concentrated push towards including more diversity and representation in the future, but the franchise's big screen output looks to be overwhelmingly male-dominated for this foreseeable future. November's release of Black Widow marks just one of a handful of MCU movies to have a female title hero. And with Natasha Romanoff dead in the main timeline and Lily's status still the subject of much speculation, this leaves Captain Marvel as the only woman with her own franchise. Well, we can't exactly.
People cared for it.
What's that?
You got to be honest. You got to be honest. Not too many people care for the character. Not too many people care for the movie. You know, if they did. Now, hear me out. I just want to say this to people that are listening. Hear me out. If they did, then that version of Captain Marvel would have been in that new video game right now. Plain and simple.
Maybe
it's not.
I have to agree with you.
Yeah, and again, that version of Captain Marvel, those action figures wouldn't be on clearance in every friggin' store that you go into. That's right, Jeff. Nobody cares. They dropped.
Nobody cares. I agree. I agree. But Marvel still seems that they have. Well, Marvel still seems that she's part of the franchise and has a good move with that. Now, obviously, Scarlet Witch will be the main driving force behind WandaVision's plot, which comes to Disney Plus, and is set to play a much bigger role in the movies going forward. While Hawkeye, She-Hulk, and Miss Marvel are focused on female leads, so now they're making Hawkeye into a female. I have qualms about that, but what?
Why?
Because I'm tired of them changing the character just for the sake of being diverse. It doesn't make any sense. And that's why. I get it that it's been in the books too, but it just doesn't. They change it for the sake of. I know. I see it. You want to show that? Are you going to show that for the 4th episode in a row now, Lewis?
No, I can show you this one that I picked up. Look at this.
Oh, Jesus, Lewis, you have ADD. So anyway.
Cool dude.
OCD, yeah. These have been rumors for a while now that Marvel were planning an A-Force movie, to which only gathered momentum after the scene in Avengers Endgame that was well in intention but came off as more than a little forced. And now a new report claims that Disney Plus exclusives will start putting the pieces into place for a female-driven Avengers spinoff. Now, obviously, we know that She-Hulk is in production as well on the small screen. I mean, I would like to see this, but you know what I want to make that I would rather not have this canon, but I'd like to see this as a future episode, like 5, 10, 15 years in the future, or let's start doing some what ifs on the big screen. Now we know What If is coming to Disney Plus as an animated feature coming soon. And I always loved the What If comic books. They were some of the best storylines ever. Perfect. And I'm on a kick to buy every issue of Volume 1. So, Lewis, if you're out flea marking, don't buy it and then turn around and keep it like you did the nuns.
I got them. Jerk. Oh, I found this gem too. This Iron Man comic. This is the one I've been telling everyone about. That when Tony Stark goes to space. Yeah. I talked about this, and we talked about this too. Hold on, Seth. Yeah. Just wait a minute. Since Marvel acquired the rights to Aliens and Predator and all that stuff, we had a discussion on the Angry Geek Show that you can find on the Earplug Podcast Network about, oh my God, we got to do this story. We got to do this story. Well, this book right here came out when we had the crossover of Batman Aliens and Batman Predator and Superman Aliens and Green Lantern Aliens. this is where Tony Stark goes into space and he comes across an alien. The alien in the book is kind of a cross between the Predator and the aliens. It's a good buy. I picked it up for $1 at a flea market. Go find it, read it, you like it. Anyhow, yeah,
What
I will.
is this?
I'm looking for
What is
3
this?
issues. What if
Flea
myself?
market plug.
Yeah. What is this? The flea market find with Lewis? Is that our new segment?
Oh my
Each
God,
week we're gonna have to
No, I'm stealing it.
Welcome to the flea market.
You're not stealing it. Hashtag copyright all mine.
Welcome to the flea market.
But we could,
Gambling.
you know what though? We maybe we'll do a find of the week. Maybe we'll do the flea market find of the week with Lewis on this show. I think that would be fun.
Yeah. 'cause I
All
also
right,
got
enough
some-
of the find.
I got some
Enough
Alpha
of the
Flight.
find.
All right. Well, you know what? Maybe that other horror book I got for you, you ain't gonna get.
I was on an. I finished my Alpha Flight run. By the way, I was on an Alpha Flight kick last year. I finally finished. Oh, I know that.
All right. Well, whatever.
So anyway, I think having I would like to see, like I said, going back to the all female Avengers. I'd love to see this as a what if, where the male, either the male superheroes like Iron Man. It could be Iron Man's son from the future, but if it's the all female one, it would be the new female Iron Man that's in the comic books.
Ironheart. Yeah.
Obviously, yeah, Ironheart. It could be where maybe, you know what it could be. What would be cool, Lewis? You remember I can't remember the title of the graphic novel because it escapes me, but all the adults disappear in DC and it's all the children, the sidekicks that come out. Great storyline by DC.
Yep. It was
That
The World Without Adults. They actually
yes,
kind of sort of did it. It was a Young Justice comic, and Bart was Impulse at the end was yelling out reset because it was basically like a big video game they were playing. Later on, they redid the story, kind of sort of for Justice League Unlimited. But yeah, I can take. Whoa, that was weird.
yeah.
Where all the heroes disappeared and Captain Marvel was back and forth every time he changed from Billy Batson back to Captain Marvel. That was in Justice League Unlimited and in The World Without Adults.
But I could see, but they could do that with the Marvel, and where all the male superheroes were gone and they brought in the female team. I think that would be kind of neat. Obviously, it would be a what if, or Elseworlds is the DC version of what if. I just think that would be cool, and it's something where you can't. And how cool would it be too? Because every time we have movies come out, Lewis, it's the fanboys, or as you call them, fair weather fans, or the Gen Public. It's not so much the Gen Pub; it's more the fanboys bitching about the movie. Well, guess what? There's no comic book based on this, so do an original movie that has no comic book basis, really, 100%, where then nobody can bitch about it. And you make up your own original storyline for the MCU, and then there you go. So now it's not coming from a storyline from Marvel or anything else. Nobody can. Well, I'm sure they will still bitch, but they have no saying. Well, it happened this way in the comic book. Well, there was no comic book story in Marvel like this.
Exactly. Now that's the thing. They have to do it right. Just like a what if story, you have to do it right. You have to treat it as if it was a what if. Remember back in it, you opened up the what if story, you knew it was a what if because you were told what if, you had that. That's how you have to do it. You have to have that narrative. You have to set it off right now. This, kind of like a Twilight Zone. You have to have it. You're not in a normal universe. What if? Right. And then bring it in right there. Suck you in, and like right now, what you said you're just Seth, calm down, don't get too excited on me. What
Seth is just trying to soak all this in.
No, the thing is like you said about
hold on, Lewis.
Like what you said about the bitching. Listen, bitches and the bitching people will always bitch about something. So it's like no matter what you do for anything. Bitches will be bitches.
Wow.
I think I've sworn enough for the night. Anyway, carry on up there on the stairs.
What boss? What what ifs are you looking for? I'll give you the 3 that I'm looking for, and you tell me the 3 that you're looking for. What are your top 3 what if stories? And I'll give you my top 3.
Oh, my top 3 would have
And my top 3 that I have part of my collection that got stolen, and I am looking for these top 3, and I have to buy them on my own accord, my own pricing, and they have to be suitable for my collection. So, what are your top 3?
My top 3 is actually the original Jane Foster. What if she was Thor? That was way back in the day.
Yep.
The other one was I don't know if it was volume 1, but it was what if Spider-Man was a Sorcerer Supreme. That was, but I don't know if that was volume 1 or not. The other one, what's that?
Volume 1 was long. It was all the way almost to all through the 80s. So
yeah,
it was pretty.
The other one has to do with Fantastic Four, Lewis, but I can't remember which storyline exactly it was, but I know it was a huge one, and I for some reason I can't remember exactly what the what if title it was.
My top 3 what ifs all involve Conan the Barbarian. First one was what if Conan battled Thor. Love that one. That was amazing. One sucked me into what ifs because I'm like, oh my god, this is friggin' incredible. The next one was what if Conan the Barbarian fought Captain America. The front cover was a Bill Sienkiewicz. Conan had the helmet on and he was holding a 38 pointing at whoa. It blew me away. The whole storyline was just incredible. Just Captain America's chainmail was all messed up. Conan was running the gangs of New York. Just simply badass. Simply badass. And then the next one is another Conan one where he just came in and just ran New York City again. What if
is it with you and Conan?
I don't know. I was Ernie Chan. His artwork was just phenomenal back in the day, man. I had such a run of Conan stories. Wow, you'd be surprised. I think Conan rivaled my Superman and Flash and Green Lantern comics back in the day. And I had them all in my X-Men. So my X-Men got stolen. The Conan went with it. I had a whole bunch of Conan. I collected Conan and my Thor. I'm rebuilding Thor right now, the Simonson run. So yeah, Conan, man, Ernie Chan's artwork was unbelievable. When he did
familiar with the
when he did that one cover, it made him look like the dude from Fire and Ice, and he had when he had the wolf's head on top of him holding the battle axe, red background, beautiful stuff. Absolutely. I had the black and white magazine, Savage Sword of Conan, and a Conan comic. Unbelievable.
Nice. Hank says, what if 31 Hulk killed Wolverine?
Good,
that's a good
story.
One. Another good one. Yuhas says, what if Shredder trained the TMT rather than Splinter? Now, I thought there was a story about that somewhere. Maybe it wasn't. I'm not a big Turtle fan, but I thought there was a storyline somewhere in the comics about that. It's definitely not a true what if, but I thought there was. Maybe it was in the cartoon or something. I don't know. I thought it would, but that'd be kind of neat too to see it if there hasn't been put out there. But again, what if? I think I can't wait for it to come out. The animated series, it'll be coming out on Disney Plus. It seems they've been really quiet after the initial announcement. Obviously, Winter Soldier and the Falcon is a big push. WandaVision is a big push. Something happened, and I don't know what it is. I would assume an animated series would not be as affected by COVID as acting, just because you can be in your studio and you can animate. You don't need tons and tons of people. So hopefully that did not get put on the back burner. My question would be, would you rather see this on a Disney? Would you rather see the all girls Avengers in a series on Disney Plus, or does that has to be on the big screen?
Oh, definitely on a big screen. I mean, even though they pushed Captain Marvel down your throat, or as I like to say, they Roman Ranged her. Seth would get that. When they
Superman.
What?
Superman
you.
punch.
Yes,
I
exactly.
said,
Well, that was the
punch.
Superman moment when she came in. They were all like, "Look up in the sky," and she took down Thanos' ship. That's something Superman would have done.
Right.
When the women all saved Spider-Man. But remember when he was getting his ass beat, and they were doing the keep away with the gauntlet and everything, and they all just stood there, all like badassy.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. That moment, that was a movie moment that needed to be seen on the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, that movie needs to be on. And my new phone does this even said it. That is a movie. Yeah, the phone is even saying it. That needs to be on the big screen. Has to be on the big screen without a shadow of a doubt. You know.
So who else would you have? So we have She-Hulk, obviously Wanda, Captain Marvel.
Let's see, She-Hulk, Captain Tigra. Oh, Tigra. They got to put Tigra in there. You have to have Tigra, and maybe Mockingbird. You got to pull in Mockingbird. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, she was an agent of Shield.
Okay. So what? Do it right.
No, I'm saying there. Yeah. Tigra. I don't know about Tigra. I mean, if you want to see some hairy girl walking around in a bathing suit, sure, if that's what you're into.
If they do it right, they gotta do it right. Think about it.
Yeah, I know. I
need a little va 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 boom and sex appeal. You got to do it, and I think they could do it.
I would. Well, I think they would. I think they wouldn't because Cheetah's already in Wonder Woman, so I think they'd get some backlash for that. That would definitely be something, even though it's not the same type of character. But it is
fair enough. But if they could do Cheetah, which looks amazing balls, they could do Tiger.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. We got She-Hulk. We got Captain Marvel.
We could do Ironheart.
Yep. We could do Ironheart. We got She-Hulk. We got Captain Marvel. We got Ironheart.
Mockingbird. Are you going to bring Gamora back?
Well, we have to bring Gamora back. We have to. She's a fan favorite. She's in Guardians. We have to bring Gamora back.
And
Nebula.
How about this, Lewis?
What's that?
How about this, Lewis? How about this? Let's introduce Rogue, and then there's your Captain Marvel problem solved.
Yes. Kill the bitch. That would be awesome.
She doesn't kill the bitch.
Oh my God.
Is that our word of the podcast?
That is brilliant. Oh my God. Let's call Disney right now. That will solve all the problems. Yes. And we get the Rogue that we deserve. The right one.
Right.
That is brilliant. Oh my God. Thank
perfect. You, everybody. Thank you.
Yes. Oh my God. That is Aviva. Yeah.
Yes, I would bring in Quake as well, Aviva. I definitely would bring in Quake. I like her character. It was pretty good. But the Rogue would definitely take care of our issue with Captain Marvel. She takes pretty much all of her powers, most of her powers to a point. Her super strength and her flying ability, she couldn't do the beams like Captain Marvel, but she took most of her power away. That would be a cool dynamic. And again, here we go. You introduce Rogue, you know what she looks like if you're a fan, and then your post clip is that she defeats whatever, and she goes back to Westchester, Mass, and enters the X Mansion, and there's the start of your new X-Men franchise owned by Marvel, not Fox.
Yes.
We have to thank you, everybody. What's that?
Hugh Jackman has to be Wolverine.
Gotta.
Yeah.
Gotta have him back. But I would love to see that on the big screen. I definitely would love to see that on the big screen. You know, the heavy hitters obviously are She-Hulk and Captain Marvel. You obviously have Mockingbird, who's the Hawkeye version of the female Avengers. I mean, Quake, Gamora, obviously. And if they did decide to bring in Rogue, because Rogue was an Avenger back in the day. She did a stint for a while as an Avenger. How could we forget the Wasp? We got to bring in Wasp. I mean, she's an integral part of the team as well.
Yes.
She was one of the founding members. She's one of the founding members. Scarlet Witch, obviously, we already said Wanda. We have Ironheart, who's the techie. I think that would be the full team there. I mean, you pretty much matched.
Spider-Woman.
What's that?
Jessica Drew, the original Spider-Woman.
Yeah, because there's rumors of that coming about.
Yes, or they can bring in the Spider-Woman, not just Jessica Drew, the original Spider-Woman, but bring in the Spider-Woman from the Secret Wars. Remember, she had the
one with black.
Yes.
Yeah.
She had the Venom.
That
You know,
cool.
they put her in the black and white costume. Ooh, there you go.
Cool.
Yeah,
that would be cool. Or do we want to pull in Sue Storm to introduce the Fantastic Fours part two? I mean, it's an all-girl squad. All the money's gone.
No. We got to keep the FF separate. I mean, the first movie was good. Rise of the Silver Surfer could have been okay. Then we had that debacle. I would let the FF rise from the ashes. Let them do it right. Now I'm not saying that the first movie wasn't right. I loved the first movie. I thought it was good for a comic book movie. I enjoyed it, but let's let the FF have their limelight. Okay, let's let them build them, because by throwing Sue in the Avengers is just be like the FF is not one of the most greatest superhero teams of all time. You can't do that. It's going to take away from the FF. Don't do that. Give them their own movie. I mean, the men already had
to take away from the movie scene.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Don't do that. Don't let them rebuild. You know, I mean,
so
let them. Don't do that.
So we're talking what if you're just joining us. We're talking what if storylines. I think Lewis and I hit some major ones. I think I hit the nail on the head with the Rogue situation with our Captain Marvel. We figured that out. Lewis did the Batman recap, and we thought that would be pretty cool, as if there was actually a narration of an older Batman and teasing it right into Batman Beyond. To finalize the team, we got all the heavy hitters, but we need a god. So do we bring in Valkyrie?
Ooh.
Lady Sif.
I would say Valkyrie, only because Sif will be too much Wonder Woman. I mean, if you're not going to have Tigra, don't bring in Sif, because they'll make her into looking like Wonder Woman. Valkyrie's already established. Let's bring in Valkyrie back. That's what I would say. Bring Valkyrie
there you
back.
go. Well, we rounded out the Avengers team. So anybody at Marvel, Joe Quesada, if you're listening, because I know you're a fan of the show, you should give us a call. Hashtag copyright Angry Geeks. And today with DW, we got two DC. We have a DC storyline and a Marvel storyline that would rock, I think. Yes, definitely to Lewis. Seth is just sitting here going, I have no fucking clue what you guys are
I'm just trying
about.
to figure out who gets the bigger cut here.
Of what?
If this thing goes through.
Who gets the bigger cut of what?
You know, do we go equal if this
you don't get
comes,
anything.
Whoa.
I'm the one that did Marvel. So I get the bigger cut. Lewis gets the bigger cut of the Batman one, and I get the lesser cut of the Batman one. We work together. You don't get anything.
And I don't get shit.
You get paid.
And don't you forget it.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We were pretty mellow tonight. Obviously, you know, a lot of things going on, but we were pretty mellow tonight. But I like this because Lewis and I we talk about topics like we did in the beginning, but we never get to geek out like we just did about the Batman storyline and the Marvel storyline, and just kind of jump in and be like, this would be awesome.
And you've never seen a stargazing look from me before, so you got that tonight as well.
Yeah, I got that. Is it stargazing or dumbfounded? What was it? Glazed over look?
Dumb gazing.
Dumb gazing. There we go. There you go. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight on the Today with DW Pop Culture Edition. Also, there will be a brand new friggin' Angry Geek show. That Wonder Woman is back. Jamie Dolan, she is back on the new Angry Geeks episode, which will be hopefully being put out tomorrow. So we can't wait to have her back. I didn't get to officially say hi to her because I couldn't watch the full episode while it was live. But she's finally back. We miss her. We miss her on the network.
We talked about
What's that?
the we talked about the WW84 trailer. We talked about the Batman trailer. The rest of the time, she was answering comments the entire time. She was answering questions, saying highs. Wolfie, what's going on? Saying hello,
Yeah,
saying
Wolfie.
that was all this people chiming in, saying how much she was missed, how much she was loved. I uploaded the episode. I had to break it down to 2 different episodes for TV, and you know what they said? Glad she's back. What the hell was that? I was like, gee, thanks a lot.
Sick of just seeing your face all the time. There needs to be some good looking things on that screen once in a while.
That's TV, short and sweet.
Yeah.
Get in, get out, and get her done.
Yeah.
I know. I was
Jamie's a
very
good-
happy. She will
she's
be
really
back
good
on
looking
Monday
and
night.
yes. And
No wonder they said glad she's back.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's glad she's back. Wolfie. Every time Wolfie comes on, I was wondering what happened to her. Yeah, she had to work. Wolfie, there's a lot going on with COVID and everything. So now she's back and everything's going good. So Wolfie seems to come in right at the end of our episode. So I don't know what's going on with that. We miss Jamie. We miss Jamie too, Eva. Don't worry. Everybody misses. We see Lewis at least more than once a week. We don't. Who cares? We want, Jamie should have her own show now.
I love you too, Aviva.
Yes, we all love Lewis too. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight's Today with DW Pop Culture Edition. Look for a new flea market segment by that guy over there, and we'll still figure out what is going on with this guy down here on next week's episode of Today with DW, the Pop Culture Edition. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you next
Friday.
week. That's right. Next Friday. See you next Friday.
This has been an Earplug Podcast presentation. Found on earplugpodcast.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, and wherever your favorite podcasts are found.
It's internet. It's got to be.
Mhm.
Yeah, we were cutting out a couple times. I was getting like wicked echo every time